So good to see you, Mr. Saurabh Agarwal, for this interview virtually.
Yeah, yeah, good afternoon.
Uh, obviously, we are seeing this crisis, but before we get into that, I wanted to know some of the other issues which are also mogging the industry. One was the guidelines, the emission norms, which are supposed to be introduced from October. So I think the ISEMA president has also said that there is likely to be an appeal given the current situation. Um, but in terms of costs, already the industry is burdened with several other demand issues and all. How do you think this kind of a request is going to be taken? What kind of an appeal strategy are you planning? Is there any thought on that?
Yeah, we were supposed to go from BS3 to BS4 on 1st of October 2020, and all of us, most of the construction equipment manufacturers, have been working hard for the last 6 months, 1 year, to get our prototypes and our approvals in place, and that activity has been going on. And one of the key elements of going from BS3 to BS4, apart from technology, is that it would have led to a cost increase on the machines, depending on the engine horsepower, anywhere between, I would have said, 5-7%, and going as high as up to about 12 to 15%, again, depending on the cost of equipment. So, which would be a substantial price increase. And unfortunately, these activities have been hampered right at the peak because of the close down, the lockdown, which has happened because of COVID. And everything is getting postponed and delayed. And there's going to be a substantial cost impact because of these engines. Even if everything goes well, most of the manufacturers are able to launch their machines post the required ARAI approvals. So it is going to be a big burden on the hands of the end users. And accordingly, ISEMA, our apex body for construction equipment manufacturers, has already moved a request to the required channels and ministries in the government to delay this process of implementation by at least 6 months, if not 1 year. The request has gone for 1 year, in the interest of the buyers, so that they are not overburdened with the cost at a time when they would actually be trying to calculate, recalculate, and decrease their capex spend. So that is the current scenario, and I'm sure ISEMA and most of us manufacturers will leave no stone unturned to get this message to the ministries, so that right decision at a low time, rather I would say at a turning point of the economy in the country, should be taken in the interest of the users and in the interest of infra development. Because for some reason, some manufacturers are not actually able to go through because of this lag and delay which has happened. And unfortunately, AREI was so much busy with the automotive guys, with the car guys, especially with the heavy commercial vehicle and LCV guys till March because of their BS4 to BS6 transition. So now our slots were there, and already nearly 1 month would go away. April is definitely a lockdown, and May would just open up. We'll be trying to normalize things. So there's hardly any time left as well. So there's a time foundation, there is a cost foundation, and looking at the overall effect, I think it will be totally prudent for the government to go ahead and delay this activity by at least 6 months, if not 1 year.
What about what about your exports? I think you are exporting to over 20 countries. How has been this year 1920 towards the closing in terms of exports? Of course, prior to COVID-19.
See, we have internally targeted to reach and export to our overall revenue percentage of close to about 15-20% in the company over the next 3-4 years. And going by the same philosophy, our export revenue was about 4-5% last year, and in the current year, the year which has just finished, FY20, we were able to achieve a 6-7% level on exports. But going forward, I'm sure that target or goal area of ours will take a small hit, at least for the first 3 to 6 months, because most of the countries are affected, most of the economies are affected. And let's see how it pans out. But I'm sure even in the current year, we should be able to attain a 6-7% and maybe not be able to increase it to 8-10%, what we were expecting with our progression. And we have been very successful in doing that in the last 2 years. So, but as of now, the situation looks a little bleak, and we will let the water flow and see how it happens.
A lot of construction equipment companies are facing difficulties because there was a lot of dependence on components from China and other countries. What is the position as far as ACE is concerned?
See, we do get some components from China, some critical components, but they're less in number for us, and those are again for most of those Japanese or European manufacturers whose manufacturing bases were in China in the last 5, 10, 15 years. So luckily for us, most of them have their bases even outside China, whether it is Japan or whether it is Korea, and especially Europe. But unfortunately, most of Europe is also under the lockdown. So yes, with respect to some key imported components, there is going to be a glitch. But the good side is China has opened up again. So these very companies whose plants were based out of China, they have sort of normalized and started working and are able to offer delivery schedules. But with respect to, in particular, with respect to our own company, we are generally planned for 3-4 months with respect to imported components. So hopefully we are not seeing a problem in the very near future. And I'm sure like China started working, but yes, one thing I would like to mention here for sure, that we really don't feel like buying anything from China as of now.
Tell me about steel. I think steel was going to be increasing its price this year. Given the current situation, I think things will be softer also. What is your estimate?
Definitely, the steel prices from around 36, 37 levels had gone up to 40, 41, even 42 levels, depending on the suppliers or whether it was a market supply or direct MOE supply. It is definitely going to take a big hit, and my best guess would be that it just might end up reaching 30, 32 rupees a kg, for the sole reason that the automotive sector is one of the main consumer of steel. And once post-COVID, when everything normalizes, because of the reduced spending capability of an individual and some reasonable amount of job losses which might be around because of hospitality sector or services sector and even the smaller industry. So I think the discretionary spend part is going to be heavily reduced. People are going to be very watchful. Automotive sector is going to take a hit. Steel price is definitely going to take a hit. So that's the scenario. But fortunately, unfortunately, for the construction equipment sector, where directly, indirectly, again, depending on the products, the steel price can range anywhere between 30-35% to 60-70%, 60-65% of the cost of the raw material. Let's say, for example, we are the largest crane company in India. So approximately steel is about 60% of our cost. But what happens that when the steel prices are high, that means the economy is doing good, the infra thing is doing good, cranes are being sold to handle this very steel. So the numbers are high and we get operating leverage because our volumes, our revenues are high and we are able to make a small amount of profit. But when the steel prices are low, our profitability rather goes down because the numbers in the markets are reducing. So it's a double-edged sword for us. I don't know whether to feel happy or bad about it, but the scenario is in neither of the scenarios we're able to make an extra profit. And now it's time to save some losses. So that's where we're progressing.
What about the fleet of machines that are around? I mean, there must be orders which were to be dispatched. The ones which are in transit. How have you handled all that?
See, I would say that about 10% of our supply, which was planned for the month of March, is in transit. And obviously, the respective transporters have ensured and they've been parked at the nearest possible transporter go down available. Or let's say a colleague transporter go down. I mean, these transporters do have a tie-up amongst each other. And we do have about another 15% of invoice supply lying in our factory, which could not be moved out. Rather, as soon as we saw that things are, because see, the nationwide lockdown was put in place on 25th, but on 22nd, 23rd, some respective districts were already, the government was starting to put them under some sort of a lockdown, which had started happening in Faridabad and Palwar from where we are. So yes, it's a catch-22 situation again. And with respect to the order book that was there, and again, it's slightly unfortunate that after a 1.5 year lull period, I would say some part of 2018, when the market started to go down, and the whole of calendar year 2019, the market was going down. December 19 was a bright spot. January was better than December. February was better than January. And March was definitely looking like a reasonable month in terms of revival of the economy and the infra sector and the demand. So I think this COVID-19 has the timing has been perfect with respect to our coming out of a recession rather than going back into.
But how do you see the guidelines have been announced that 20th April onwards, some industries, including construction, can resume activity provided certain guidelines, safety protocols are, maintained. How do you see that panning out in actual reality?
See, I think it is a very, very good thing to happen that government has given an opportunity, especially to the infrastructure and construction activity, which is also one of the biggest job creators, especially for the unorganized side, to start up post 20th, and especially outside municipal limits, so they can go full bang. And within the municipal limits, there's a restriction on them with respect to that they cannot get labor in from outside the district. I mean, so they have to manage whatever people which are housed at their sites, or whatever people who are still staying there or nearby with respect to their sites. So, what my mind tells me that over the next post 20th, over the next 5 to 10 days, about 50, 60, 70% of these sites will start to function. And by first week of May, most of these sites will start to function, maybe at a slightly lower operating level. And within May, most of these should normalize, which would be a very big factor in terms of, putting even the construction equipment industry back on track, because that's where the machines will start to work and some more will be needed. And luckily our Ministry of Road Transport and Mr. Gadkari is very positive with respect to the amount of roads that they want to start to make all of a sudden post this, which is a very, very positive step being taken in the right direction to bring up confidence in people. And I'm sure things will pan out better. Fortunately for us, our main manufacturing plants also fall outside the municipal limits. So we are also contemplating starting operations, basic operations, around 21st. So all that planning and the safety protocol, because it's very important to take care of safety, safety of your workmen, because like our Prime Minister says, "Jaan hai to jahan hai." So I mean, it's very important to take care of all of it. And then we are also planning to start off, make a soft start on 21st, and then let's see where we go from there. But the demand is going to be reasonably muted, at least for the first 1 month of operation. But we need to still try and put back the machinery back into action in terms of the plant starting.
See, we at Construction World have also been advocating that construction and building infrastructure where the sites are at faraway places, where the workmen can be well contained and disciplined, because the companies and contractors who are controlling the entire site are having the financial muscle to host the staying facilities, etc., and food facilities of the workers. That those can actually keep this contained, because it's also important that this remains contained. Otherwise, one incident takes place in one site, again there will be a spiraling of kind of protests on this matter.
Yes, it is very, very important, because let me give an example of my own factory. We have 6, 7 plants, each housing around anywhere between 250 to 500 workmen, including staff. So just in case, if something goes wrong and there is spread, so obviously I stand to lose. The plant will be notified as a hotspot, or let's say a contaminated location, and we stand to lose our production for maybe 20 days, 30 days further. Yeah. So yes, safety of workmen, our own people is very important, but even to maintain continuity of business, it's very important that you don't spread the virus.
Yeah.
So yes, both of these things will have to go hand in hand, and I'm sure most of us will take care of this aspect. But just listening to your question, and one thing came to my mind. Definitely the infra and the construction activity will pick up. There is no doubt. And over the next 1 or 2 months, it will normalize. Maybe not fully, but up to 80-90% level, which is good enough to sustain this side of the industry. But unfortunately, I see real estate falling into part of the discretionary spend. So anybody who was planning to buy a house or an office or commercial real estate is definitely going to be deferred in the current scenario. So I see more pain in the real estate side with respect to construction, but definitely the infra side should start to flourish very soon.
So just to share with you, we conducted a webinar on real estate, and we asked the audience, we had around 700-800 people on the audience, and we asked them that would they buy in case the price were to be reduced by 30%, which the real estate developers were not agreeing to say, but I said we are putting a poll of 30%.
I am a buyer.
75% said yes.
No, even at 25%, I'm a buyer. But that's
So
what happens. See, that is not the amount of money the real estate guys make. So maybe at best they might be able to offer 10, 15%,
yeah,
18%. But
yeah.
that should also be a good enough inducer, because even because of the interest cost being reduced by RBI, their repo rate. So eventually, even the home loan is going to cost a little lower. So it can be an inducer. But again, by basic mentality, most of it, us Indians are very conservative. So first we are going to secure our financial health totally, and then again start to think about other things. So I feel the decision will, even though the home loan rates will be low, even though the real estate prices will be low, still it will take 3, 6 months, 9 months before the cycle starts to rev up again.
What about material handling, logistics? What about logistics? The logistics and material handling, warehouses, etc. That they would be, because now e-commerce is also going to be allowed again. So we are going to see material handling, even your ports, exports, etc.
Yeah, all those things. See, once the country starts working normal, hopefully early May, most of everything is going to normalize. And in any case, ports and logistics has already been allowed, and was even allowed during the lockdown to quite an extent. And as a matter of fact, all the stuck shipments or transit movement of goods was actually allowed by the government to reach the destination. But the transporters had to park them primarily because of the reason that even at the destination, if they would have reached, there was practically nobody to unload the consignment, because most of everything was in lockdown. And see, just like any other part of the industry, whether it is the logistics or the warehousing, everything will take shape and come back to normalcy together. With respect to logistics, for supply chains, for engineering industries, automotive industries, yes, they're going to take a hit, because the automotive industry as it is going to take a hit with respect to their numbers over the next 3 months, 6 months, and 9 months. So everything has to be hand in glove with respect to, if the principal business is suffering, then obviously the service provider has to suffer a little. So but that scenario will remain.
One last question. How long do you think we are away from normal life?
See, with respect to normal life, again, the definition of normal life. So for me, it is quite normal in terms of, what I'm doing. It's just that earlier it was 1 or 2 hours in a day, maybe in the morning before I left, or maybe when I come back. But yes, with respect to normal life and the world getting to normalcy, or at least India getting to normalcy, I think the infection, most of it would get rooted out within May, if there is no relapse. But then people will be quite skeptical in getting out, and a lot of social distancing and these measures will still continue. So I think we are at least a 3 to 4 months away with respect to, at least this can only become 6 months, in being totally normal and totally not being fearful of getting out and going to a normal social place. With respect to the industry, if you ask me, or with respect to the construction equipment industry, if you ask me, I think we have been set back by at least 3/4, if not more.
All right, Mr. Agarwal. All the best to all of us. Stay safe and healthy. And thank you for talking to us.
Yeah, thank you. All of us, let's stay safe. Yeah. Bye.
Bye.